Welcome to Sarasota History Alive. I'm Lee Gaines, your host, and this week we're exploring the enormous contributions to early Sarasota's development by the distinguished Owen Burns. Burns was drawn here by the excellent fishing opportunities. While on vacation from Chicago in 1910, he decided to stay after realizing the real estate potential of the town. It wasn't long before he purchased all the holdings of John Hamilton Gillespie, Sarasota's first mayor. This move made him a major landholder and provided him with a large golf course and other properties. At one time, he also owned all of Lido Key. He formed the Burns Realty Company, and one of his early purchases was the Halton Sanitarium, which faced the bay on the site of the present One Sarasota Tower. There, he established his home in 1912, to which he brought his bride, Vernona Freeman, and where they raised a family of 5 children. As part of the town council's effort to clean up the bayfront, his construction company built seawalls along Gulfstream Avenue. He also filled in the shoreline of Cedar Point, today known as Golden Gate Point. His dredge, the Sandpecker, was a familiar sight to Sarasotans. Burns founded the Board of Trade and was elected Commodore of the Sarasota Yacht Club, which he reorganized in 1911. He was also one of the founders of Citizens Bank, Sarasota's first bank. In the summer of 1920, he and other progressives pushed to have Sarasota break away from Manatee County by 1921. Now, dreams of Sarasota's advancing were really taking shape. Within a few years, he was on top of the real estate boom and moved his office to a new Dwight James Baum office building on Broadway, which is now North US 41. Burns Court, designed by Thomas Reed Martin, is the largest development that bears his name, but a number of homes in Washington Park and the novel triangular building at the Y of Pineapple and Orange Avenues were products of his genius. This area became known as Herald Square after the Sarasota Herald building was completed just across Orange Avenue in 1925. On New Year's Eve of 1926, just to the north of his office, he opened his aristocrat of beauty, the Vernona Hotel, named after his beloved wife. As busy as he was, Burns also worked with John Ringling as vice president and secretary for the Circus Magnates Real Estate Corporation. Together, they developed the Lido, St. Armands, and Longboat Key enterprises that bore Ringling's name. He conducted most of the business activities long distance while Ringling traveled with the circus. His construction company built Cadazan, the Ringling Causeway, and he dredged and laid out the Ringling Isle subdivisions of St. Armands and Lido Keys. After the boom fizzled, so did Burns' good fortune. The Vernona eventually failed because of mortgage holders foreclosing on his other properties and financial stresses Ringling applied in efforts to see his ill-fated dream of a Ritz-Carlton hotel materialize on Longboat Key. This regrettable situation led to Ringling forcing control of the Vernona and changing her name to the John Ringling Hotel. A sad day for Mr. Burns. Owen Burns shunned publicity and never complained about his unfortunate circumstances. During the Great Depression, he turned to a previously unexplored interest in jelly making and formed the Tree Ripe Citrus Products Company. He produced citrus and guava products in the former Sarasota Times building until his death in 1937. Many results of his business activities influenced the spectacular development of Sarasota, but their connection to Burns is often unknown. However, in efforts to recognize outstanding Floridians, the Florida Department of State identified Owen Burns as a great Floridian in the year 2000. Well, that's our show. Thanks for joining us, and remember to come back each week as we continue to explore our past and keep Sarasota history alive.